Welcome to TLH Patterns. In today's video, we'll see how to crochet a shallow triangle scarf with a wingspan of about 70 inches and a depth of 15 inches after blocking. A return pattern is available in my blog thelazyhobbyhopper.blogspot.com. You can also purchase a PDF version of this pattern from Etsy, Ravelry or tlhpatterns.com. You can find all links in the description box below. For the scarf, I used this multicolor yarn. You can of course substitute with any yarn of your choice. I used this particular brand. It's a category 2 yarn, which is also known as sport weight or baby weight yarn. The ball I had is 350 meters, but I used only 262 meters. Along with it, I used a 4 mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn and a suitable hook. This scarf is worked from one end to the other end lengthwise. We'll start with a slip knot and then make 4 chains. Now work 2 double crochets in the last chain from the hook. The skipped 3 chains will count as your first stitch, so you will have 3 stitches in the first row. Then chain 1 and turn. This is the second row. Work single crochets in all the 3 stitches. Then make 3 chains. Turn, we'll start the third row. You have 3 chains. Now you will work single crochet into the second and the third chain from the hook, and then work single crochet into the back loops of the 3 stitches. Now you can see there are 2 loops in each stitch. The one towards you is the front loop and the one away from you is the back loop. In this row you will be working only into the back loops of each stitch. So work single crochets only into the back loops of all the 3 single crochets. You'll have 5 stitches in this row. Now chain 3 and turn. So this chain 3 will count as your first double crochet. In this row we are going to work double crochets into the front loops of the next 3 stitches. You will work only into the front loops. Double crochet in the front loops of the next 3 stitches. So you have 4 stitches in this row. Skip the last stitch and work 3 chains. Turn. We'll start the next row. Whenever you complete the previous row with 3 chains, you will work single crochet into the second and the third chains from the hook, and then single crochet into the back loops of rest of the stitches. Whenever you are working into the back loops, it means that you are on the right side of the scarf, and when you are working into the front loops, it means that you are on the wrong side of the scarf. In this row you will have 6 stitches. Start the next row with chain 5. This counts as a treble stitch and chain 1. Now you will skip the next stitch and work a treble into the next stitch. To make a treble, you will wrap the yarn twice over the hook and then insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook 3 times. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, yarn over twice, insert hook into the next stitch, pull yarn over and pull through 2 loops, again yarn over and pull through 2 loops, once again yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You will have 2 chain 1 spaces. Now chain 3 and turn. Now work single crochet into the second and the third chains from the hook and single crochet in each stitch and each chain one space across. You need not work into the back loops only, you can work into both the loops in this row. Single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in next space and single crochet in the last stitch. You will have 7 stitches in this row. After the treble chain one space row, you will have the double crochet row where you will work double crochet into the front loops of each stitch except the last. So here I started the row with chain 3, which counts as my first stitch. Then work double crochet in each stitch except the last. I am working only into the front loops. There are 6 stitches in this row. You will skip the last stitch. And now chain 3 and turn. Single crochet in the second and third chains from the hook and then single crochet in the back loops of each stitch across. You will have 8 stitches in this row. Next is a treble crochet row, which you will start with chain 5, counts as the first treble and chain 1, then skip the next stitch and work a treble in the next stitch, chain 1, skip next stitch, treble in the next stitch, once again chain 1, skip one stitch and treble in the next stitch. You have 3 chain 1 spaces. Chain 3 and turn. Next is a single crochet row where you work single crochet in the second and third chains from the hook and then single crochet in each stitch and in each chain 1 space across. You will have 9 stitches in this row. So it's just 4 rows that are repeated again and again. That is your double crochet row which is worked into the front loops, followed by the single crochet row and then a treble row and then another single crochet row. Each time you will be increasing the stitches and chain spaces in the treble row. So here we are repeating row 8, which is the double crochet row, starting the row with chain 3, which counts as the first stitch, and then double crochet in the front loops of each stitch except the last. There are 8 stitches in this row. You leave the last stitch and then work chain 3, turn, single crochet in the second and third chains from the hook and then single crochet into the back loops of each stitch across, making 10 stitches in this row. Next is a treble row where you will increase one chain 1 space. Chain 3 and turn and repeat the single crochet row, working single crochet in the second and third chain from the hook as well as into each stitch and each chain 1 space across. So you will be repeating rows 7 to 11 until you have 20 chain 1 spaces in the treble row, which is row 11. Repeat. Here I have 20 chain 1 spaces in the final repeat of row 11. Chain 3 and turn. Now here you are not going to work single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Instead you will work a single crochet only in the third chain from the hook. So from now onwards in all the rows you will be working only into the third chain from the hook, and then work single crochet in each stitch and in each chain 1 space across. You will have 42 stitches in this row. Next row is a double crochet row, chain 3, turn and work double crochet into the front loops of each stitch except the last. Now chain 3 and turn, single crochet only into the third chain from the hook, and then as usual you will work single crochet into the back loops of each stitch across. You will have the same 42 stitches. Next is a treble crochet row, chain 5, skip 1 stitch and treble crochet in the next stitch, and then chain 1, skip 1 stitch and treble crochet in the next stitch. Repeat this 18 more times so that you will have 20 chain 1 spaces at the end of the row. Chain 3 and turn. So here the two treble rows and the double crochet row at the center are worked even, and so you haven't increased or decreased any stitches, so it plateaus at the center of the scarf before tapering. Now the next row, work a single crochet in the third chain from the hook and then single crochet in each stitch and each chain 1 space across. You will have 42 stitches. Now I have come towards the end of the next row, which is the double crochet row. So here you will work double crochet in the front loops of each stitch across until you have 3 stitches left. So here I have 3 stitches left, and now I'm going to work double crochet 2 stitches together, so which is also known as a double crochet decrease. Now I have 1 stitch left. Then chain 3 and turn. So from here onwards we will start decreasing the stitches and tapering the scarf. We finished the row with chain 3. So we'll start the next row with single crochet in the third chain from the hook and single crochet in the back loops of each stitch across. In this row you will have 41 stitches. So here I have completed the next treble crochet row. Here you will have 1 chain 1 space less. So you will have only 19 chain 1 spaces. And then chain 3 and turn and work single crochet in the third chain from the hook and single crochet in each stitch and each space across. So you will repeat rows 83 to 86 until you have 2 chain 1 spaces in the treble crochet row. Here's my scarf that's almost done. I have only the last few rows left to complete. I have repeated rows 83 to 86 until I have 2 chain 1 spaces in the treble crochet row, and then chain 3 and turn, single crochet in the third chain from the hook and in each stitch and chain 1 space across. So you will get 6 stitches in this row. Next row, chain 3 and double crochet in the front loops of the next 2 stitches, and then a double crochet decrease or double crochet 2 stitches together. You have 4 stitches now. Then chain 3 and turn, single crochet in the third chain from the hook and then single crochet in the back loops of each stitch across, 5 stitches in this row. Then chain 3, turn and work double crochet in the front loop of next stitch and then a double crochet decrease. That's it, you have 3 stitches now. This is the end of your scarf. You can fasten off and weave in the loose ends of yarn. Your scarf is done, and you can see that the edges are curling in. So to straighten it, you have to block your scarf. So if you don't know how to block it, you just have to wet the scarf. It shouldn't be dripping wet. You can remove the extra water by wrapping it around a towel or a cloth, and then you have to lay it straight. If you have a blocking board, you can use a blocking board. Otherwise, you can use a carpet, mattress, or anything which can hold pins. And stretch the scarf as much as possible and place pins around the edges and let it dry completely before removing the pins. Once it is blocked, you can see all the edges are straight and neat.